Now, the goal of management in a corporation, because they have shares of stock that are for sale, and they use that to raise money, is that they should try to maximize shareholder value. So they should always be doing activities and projects that are making the company better. And when the company gets better, then the company's stock price will go up to reflect that. And so we've got something called an intrinsic or true value, and that means that's what the stock is really truly worth based on if you knew the future about the company. And usually the insiders to the company know more about the true estimates for their cash flows that they're expecting. But the stock price, if you look out in the market, like on Yahoo Finance, all of that's determined by people speculating and trying to run estimates for the company's cash flows from an outsider point of view. They may have the income statements and balance sheets and 10Ks and things that the company releases, but they don't have that inside day-to-day knowledge of what's going on, the emails that are going out. And so they're trying to come up with their best estimate for the future value of the company. And so those people are usually stock analysts, and they try to make buy or sell recommendations. So intrinsic value is a long run concept. Management's goal should be maximize the firm's intrinsic value, not its current stock price. Maximizing the intrinsic value will maximize the average price over the long run, but not necessarily the current price at each point in time. So stockholders in general would probably expect the firm's market price to be under the intrinsic value, realizing that if management is doing its job, that current price at any point in time would not necessarily be maximized. However, the CEO would prefer that the market price be high, since it is the current price that he will receive when exercising his stock options. And then in addition, he will be retiring after exercising those options, so there will be no repercussions to him with respect to his job if the market price drops, unless he did something illegal during his time as the CEO. And here's just an illustration for the whole thing about the stock's intrinsic value and the stock's market price, what you would see if you went out to Bloomberg, the Bloomberg terminal, or Yahoo Finance. So you have all the managerial actions that are being taken by the firm, the economic environment, are we in a recession or a time of economic prosperity? What are the tax rates the company faces? And then what's the political climate? Is it pro corporate business or is it against? And so there are the true investor cash flows and true risk, which determine the intrinsic value of the stock. And then on the other side, we have all the other people looking at what they perceive as the investor cash flows and what they perceive as the risk. And supply and demand forces out in the market determine the stock market price each second of the day. Well, whenever those two values are equal to each other, that's said to be market equilibrium, if the intrinsic value is equal to the stock price. Now, that doesn't occur very often because the stock price is changing all of the time in microseconds, really. So there are lots of chances for people to find like undervalued stocks or overvalued stocks because these two aren't always equal.